another video. I'm not sure why this video wasn't made earlier in the channel, like way in the beginning, because it would have grabbed probably a lot more people's attention. But recently I've been getting a lot of people asking me how I got into cars, what inspired me, what sparked the interest, etc. So now I'm making the video for that, and today is pretty much going to be another chill vlog with me. I'm just going to be going through my daily routines, work, school, gym, etc. Before I show you guys what Plate Game sent me, I need to prop you guys up real quick, so I'm just gonna move. Plate Game is a customizable keychain company that will turn your license plate into a customizable keychain. You can add any kind of background to it, you can add any color text, and before I show you guys what they sent me, I will also link their Instagram tag in the description as well as their website so you guys can go and check them out. I also would like to mention that these guys are from Australia, so you guys are amazing for sending these to me literally a few days. Like, I think I got these in 3 days from what you guys told me. Not only do they have fast shipping, but when you order a keychain, they also send you a little 15% off coupon inside for your next order. Before I show you guys the keychains, I'm gonna go ahead and flip the camera around so you guys can get a better look at it. This is one of them that they sent me, and I remember telling them to come up with a design, something they haven't done before, and surprise me with it. So this is what they came up with, and I'm really excited of how it turned out. It looks super, super good. I know this isn't my legitimate license plate on the WRX, but I will be changing over to a customizable license plate pretty soon. The second one that they sent me was Overdrive, and this is actually the name of the brand that I will be coming out with the second I hit 10,000 subscribers. So the sooner I hit 10,000, the sooner we can get this merch rolling and released to you guys. But if you guys are familiar with Overdue, no, this is not the same. This isn't the way that I'm going to be spelling it. The reason why I spelled it this way is because you can only have 7 characters on your license plate, so this is the only way I could fit it. Now, I know what you guys are probably thinking. Why did you choose Overdrive to be the name of your brand, and what does it mean? Overdrive means to drive or work till exhaustion, and I feel like that word just represents me very well because I always tend to overwork myself, and that's just a characteristic of me that I can never change and get rid of. When I overwork myself, and when anybody else overworks themselves, you get really tired, you're stressed out, you have all these built up emotions that you just need to let go. So then after you hit that peak, you just pretty much start going back down, and then you're like, hey, I need to start grinding again, whatever. Try to hype yourself up and start cranking those gears again, and then you just go back up and you do the same thing over and over and over again. And that's exactly me, and it represents me very well. So that's where the name came from. I will explain more when I drop the merch, but I wanted to create a brand that is easy for me to relate to, that means something to me, because when it comes to creating things and new apparel and new merch, new accessories, it gives me a connection to it, and it'll be a lot more easier for me to get creative with it. I've been trying to record this little section for the longest time, and I've had my breakfast sitting out for probably like 30 minutes to an hour, so I'm gonna go eat, and then I will see you guys soon. While I'm waiting for my car to warm up, and when I drive to school, I'm gonna be talking a little bit about how I got into cars and the whole story behind it. This story is a little bit easier for me to tell, and I don't really have to sit too still for it because I've told this many times already. I think my interest of cars sparked when I was a little girl, and when I would go to church with my parents, or I think my dad, I don't know, I can't really remember off the top of my head because I was so small, but I think I remember having this backpack, and the backpack was filled with toys, and I remember that a majority of my toys were cars, and I would play with the cars up and down the aisles while church was going on. I didn't know any better. I was a little girl. I didn't really know much of what I was doing, but I do remember that I was handling Hot Wheels. I would pretty much say that's where it started. I wouldn't say it officially started until I got to middle school. Another thing that sparked my interest in cars is that my dad would take me to these events in city of Escondido, and it's called Cruising Grand. If you're around the area of San Diego, then you know what I'm talking about. But for those of you guys who don't live here, it's pretty much all these old school classic cars that go down to the old city of Escondido, and it kind of gives you like this cool retro vibe effect of like when you're back in like the 60s, 70s, and 80s and stuff like that, which is really cool. And then they also have drag nights, I think. No, not drag queens, drag nights. We're talking about the drag cars, okay? They would rev the engines and let them run for a bit and talk about it, and I remember just standing there and being there and like covering my ears because it was insanely loud, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. So I think that's where it pretty much like kind of started. I thought they were cool, but I thought it was something that I would never ever get into. Then when middle school hit, this is where I officially pretty much got started into cars. And I had a friend and his name was Fernando. And I remember when we were in middle school, when Facebook was like and they had all these cool games and stuff. When I added him on Facebook, I remember seeing his cover photo, and it was I don't know if it was a 2006 or 2007, but it was one of those. And I remember it being like the official rally car, and I was like, dude, this is so sick, like what is it? And he was like, it's called a Subaru. And I didn't know anything about cars, so you guys can all make fun of me if you want, but I didn't know anything about cars. And he was like, yeah, it's a Subaru, it's called an STI, there's another version of it called the WRX. And I was like, what? Like, that's super sick, like I gotta get myself one of those. And so he was trying to explain to me the difference between an STI and a WRX, and I just wasn't picking up what he was putting down. So, and I'm about to park right now, so all I could remember was that it had a hood scoop, it had the World Rally Wing, and I remember the logo had stars, and that's all I knew it by. Like, that's all I would know. And then I told him, hey, can you send me the picture that's on your cover photo on Facebook? I had it as my background for so long. Before I continue the rest of the story, I need to go to the math center to do a couple of hours. It's 9:47 right now, and I'm usually done like at 12. So I need to go do homework, do some hours, and then I'll come back and finish the rest of the story. I'm back. It's literally so windy outside today. I'm not sure why that is, but I think the only thing that sucks about vlogging inside the car is that I can't really use my AC, because if I use the AC, then you guys are going to be hearing like a whole bunch of like wind noises, and I'm not about that. So I'm here suffering for you guys. When I went to high school, I met somebody in my freshman year, and he was on the soccer team, and I remember we were talking. And at the time I was really into like soccer boys, because I was like, I play soccer, I want a soccer man. Yeah, I know, I was weird. I was a weird child. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's pretty much like a team night where all of the teams get together at the convention center and we all just hang out, eat pizza, kind of like a giant like team bonding. You know, we were talking for a little bit, and then he was like, I was just curious and wanted to ask if you were into cars. And I responded pretty much with, I think they're, oh, no dude, you're not about to get in front of me. I hate these people, man. You guys are in my pantry because I was realizing how bad the lighting was getting in the BRZ, which means I need to tint my windows soon. Yeah, I apologize for the lighting. I know it sucks. Hang in there. I will be getting a tint soon, but for now, you guys are in my pantry. I'm making lunch, and I will be continuing the vlog. And I said, yeah, I think they're cool, but I don't know if I'm actually into cars. And so he was like, well, what kind of cars do you like? And I sent him with the picture that I had as my background on the phone, which was the WRC car. I said, I don't really have any favorite cars. I think classic cars are pretty cool, but I really like this one. I'm not sure what it is, but I just know that it has the logos with the stars on it. And he was like, oh my gosh, like you're into those? And I was like, well, yeah, but I don't even know what it is. I think it's called a Subaru, I'm not sure. And then he was like, yeah, he's like, there's two different versions of it. There's the WRX, which is the World Rally Experimental, and then you have the STI. And I was like, oh, like that's pretty sick. Like I really want that car whenever I'm 18. And then I told him it was pretty much like my dream car that I really wanted. He's like, okay, so you're kind of like an import kind of person. There's pepper in here. And he goes on to ask me, he's like, well, would you like to learn more about cars? I was like, I'm always open to learning new things, and I think cars would be really cool to get into because I always thought they were cool when I was a kid, but I never thought about actually getting into them and knowing about them and knowing the history. The next day when we showed up to school, he had these flashcards. If I can remember correctly, I know for sure there was a make and model on it, but I don't know if there was like a picture. I think it said like, for example, like Subaru, and then on the back, it said their most popular made car. So I think it was like Honda, and then on the back it said like S2000. When he made those flashcards for me, he would test me on them every single day between class periods, at lunch, after school, when I was waiting to get picked up. I was being tested on those cards like crazy. And then I think it was a week later, and him and his friends were testing me on Instagram, and they were having me name different types of cards. The only thing I remember from that was that they pulled up a picture of a Supra, and then they were like, oh, try to see if she can guess this. And then they were like, hey, like, what car is this? And then I was literally sitting there for like a good, like 10, no, not 10 minutes. Realistically, I was probably sitting there for a good like 5 minutes. Like, I think it's a Supra. And then they were like, oh. And then they were like, oh my God, like, she knows her cars. And I was like, dude, I still don't even know enough about cars. Like, everything just still sounds like gibberish to me. And then they were trying to see what kind of cars I was actually into. And I think that pretty much determined if I was like an import kind of person or if I was a muscle person. And obviously I ended up as a import kind of girl, so I pretty much just stuck to that and then started learning more about imports, in specific Subarus. My arm hurts so bad from holding this phone. Ignore this. I don't know what's going on with my hair. It's always like this, and it's just like this weird little puff ball sitting in the corner of my head. Don't you guys love how I keep jumping back and forth between different locations every time? That's because I never stop moving around. But I have a few minutes before I have to head to work. I know there's a lot of jump clips going on here, and my vlogs are always like that, but slowly and surely we're getting a little bit better every time. As time went on, my boyfriend at the time would show me videos on YouTube about Subarus, imports, what there is to know about them, and the engine and what they're capable of doing, and the most common problems with them, everything. And I was so exposed to it, and then I started doing my own research on them. And I remember when I would drive around with my family and stuff, I'd always like try to name cars in my head. The first time I saw a Subaru, I fell in love with the body of the car. It looked so aggressive, and I loved the hood scoop. The hood scoop was just very unique to me. And then I also fell in love with the spoiler, because that shit just topped everything off. Like, it was awesome. It was like the best wing I've ever seen, and the fact that it was like a stock wing on his STI, I was like, that's my car right there, and that's the one I'm gonna roll around in. The second thing that I fell in love with is the rumble. I don't even think there was a third thing. I think, oh, actually, there was the blue. The blue, and just the way that it shined in the light, and it wasn't just a blue. I don't know, that just topped everything off for me. Those are like the top 3 things that really caught my eye. I really need to get going to work because I'm gonna be late. I'm supposed to be there at 1:30 and it's 1:15. So I'm gonna grab my stuff and then I will see you guys back in the car. Okay, so I'm at work right now. I didn't vlog in the car because I really don't like how this light, like, look at the lighting right now. It's awful. However, before I go into work, I do want to show you guys one thing. So we're working on this. Actually, CJ is working on this, and he's currently doing a front end clear bra, which is really exciting, and it'll be out, I think, by today or tomorrow. So I just wanted to show this to you guys real quick because you never get to see anything like this on my YouTube channel, so I just wanted to capture it before it was too late and it was already gone. So, but yeah, I will see you guys after work. Can't forget these. Who wouldn't want these?
I feel like making. I feel like making love to you. And that's the time now. I feel like making love.
So I just got back from work and I've been meaning to show this to you guys for a long time now. I put this on the BRZ about a couple weeks ago. I think it was, honestly, I think I put it on 2 weeks ago. But I put on a satin black banner with the Ghost Wrap logo. I also added my Cobb license plate frame. I had an extra one laying around, so I decided to put it on there. So there's a lot of things that I just realized right now, and one of them is that I'm actually really close to finishing the story, so I'm gonna do that so I don't really drag this video on. But that's pretty much the end and everything you need to know about how I got into cars and how it all started from the beginning to the end. There's not really a lot of details and I tried to include everything I could, but that's pretty much everything that I have to say, and I'm about to get ready for the gym, so let's get ready to end this vlog and end this night, and let's get ready for Saturday's vlog, because if you guys have been keeping up, then you know that February 29th, which is the Team Elevate show, is my very first car show vlog. Also, I forgot to tell you guys that I bought NASCAR tickets, but on Sunday I will take you guys with me. I will record a little bit. I don't think I'll turn it into a vlog, but I do want to show you guys some highlights. That was it for today's chill vlog. Thank you guys so much for coming with me today, and if you watched through the entire video, then thank you so much. It always means a lot to me because I put so much work behind every single one that I make, and I put a lot of thought into it. I know for the past 2 weeks my vlogs probably haven't been too great or maybe too interactive. These next couple vlogs that are coming up will be a lot more exciting because the 2020 show season will be coming up. But don't forget to follow me at Rex and CJ if you want to see more behind the scenes and more about my life. Go ahead and view my stories and my highlights. I post every single day. If you guys are new to the channel or have been watching my videos for a while now, do me a really big favor and hit that subscribe button down below for videos every single week, as well as that notification bell, and on top of that, give me a thumbs up. I've had a couple people request me to make a car show prep video, pretty much explaining how I detail my car and the products that I use. So within the next few weeks I will try to squeeze one of those videos in there for you guys. I really appreciate you guys supporting me every step of the way. We're almost to 700 subscribers. I can't thank you guys enough. I have such a good fan base and you guys are all very positive people. I hope you guys are having an awesome week, and I hope you have an awesome weekend, and I will see you guys next week with a car show vlog.